If you're planning your future life here in Australia, you've probably heard the term permanent residency or PR. Well, today we're going to explain what are the key differences between these two. First of all, let's talk about permanent residency or PR. PR is a special visa for Australia. It allows you to stay in Australia permanently. It allows you to work full time, to study as you wish, to access Medicare and other government services. With Australian Permanent Residency, you will retain the passport of your home country and the citizenship of your home country. But there are some very key differences between being an Australian permanent resident and being an Australian citizen. So let's look at the key differences side by side. Passport. As an Australian PR, you will keep your home country passport. As an Australian citizen, you will travel on an Australian passport. Voting rights. As an Australian PR, you cannot vote in federal elections. As an Australian citizen, it is compulsory to vote. Living overseas. As an Australian permanent resident holder, you will need to renew your travel facility every 5 years. This is called obtaining a resident return visa. As an Australian citizen, you are entitled to live overseas for however long as you wish, and you then can return to Australia on an Australian passport. Access to Australian government jobs. As an Australian permanent resident, there is some limits around certain government jobs, particularly in military and the intelligence agencies. As an Australian citizen, you have full access to Australian government jobs, including military and intelligence agencies. Deportation. As an Australian permanent resident, if you commit a serious criminal offence, it is possible to have your Australian permanent visa cancelled, and you will therefore be deported from Australia. As an Australian citizen, it is not possible to be deported from Australia. For most people, Australian permanent residency is the stepping stone. And once they've spent the time in Australia that's required, they then move on to taking the Australian citizenship test and ultimately being converted as an Australian citizen. If you need help figuring out your specific pathway, Australian PR or Australian citizenship, please contact us here at Pathway to Oz. Our migration team are ready to help.